Welcome to another video on FE Builds. We're going to be doing a special unboxing. I've been waiting for this for a very long time, since February, and it's finally here. We're going to compare this to the real car and see the scale realism that it has, and we're also going to compare it to other well-known RC cars so that you can get a picture of how big it is, because sometimes on camera it doesn't give it the justice that it deserves. It's a special unboxing. I have been waiting for this for a very long time, but because of the situation happening with shipping around the world, there's been a delay and it has actually taken a really long time to get here. So we got this big box and it's really heavy, and I can't wait to unpack it and see what's inside. But as you can see from the box, it's a 1/5 scale, ready to run, 4-wheel drive RC. It's the Emo XX2 and it's 2-speed. It's also got remote locking differentials, which is really cool. And it's made by a brand called Crossrc. By the way, I'm not sponsored by them. I just really wanted this because of that. So let's take a good look at what comes in the box. Let's open it together. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Wow, this thing is massive. Okay, it is massive. This RC is massive. And I'll give you a scale as to how big this is by comparing it with some famous RCs that you know, or that you should know if you're into the RC hobby. And you can take a look and think for yourself as to how big it is. Get all this cool bubble wrap in there. Okay. The mirrors look really cool. I mean, they're much bigger than they look on camera for an RC car, once again. Okay. So the car's wrapped in some kind of quick wrap. We're gonna have to deal with that. I'll have to pause the video and I'll be back as soon as I've taken that out, but I won't open anything up until I've got the camera rolling again. Okay, so all I've done is taken it out of its box and taken off that wrapping that was around it. Let's look what's in here. Oh, that's quite a bit. It's got a card that comes with it. It's got some tools. I like that. It's a nice quality addition. It's got spare springs in there, so that must be a different spring rate in case you want to change the spring rate. And it's also got a flash drive that comes with it, a USB flash drive. It's quite cool. Okay. There's the remote. It looks like a normal Dumbo RC remote. And then it comes with a wheel spanner, which is really good. This is not exactly the same car, but you get to see that versus that. The tires are not the same, obviously. This one's used more on the road. And as you can see, it just went on a long journey and I timed it so that it's actually back here. These mirrors are actually quite big. So if you see that, I would say it's about 4 centimeters long and about 2.5 high. Quite big mirrors. The one thing I noticed immediately when pulling it out of the box is it's not too hard on the side here. So this is something you need to watch out for. This is Lexan, so you can easily damage that if it's not placed in properly. The rock sliders on the side are, they're okay. They're good enough, I think, for this weight. At the back, this piece over here is very nice, solid, put together, very well done. I think this is copying a Wild Track, I would say, with a black grille. That one has the silver grille, that's the XLT 4x4. Let's see how they look together. Okay, so there's the Ranger XLT idling with its DRLs on. And there's the Crossrc. I believe this is a Wild Track. It must be designed after Wild Track. Obviously it hasn't got the Ford branding, but that's how the real deal looks. This one has the chrome finish. Before we go to the side, let's look at the lights that come on when you switch on the lights over here. Okay, so that's the big car on low beam. And we've got the 5th scale on the side there. We're going to compare all this when I put batteries in it, when I get to base. And we can see how that goes. Let's put high beam on and let's switch on those fog lights. That's all the lights on, with its fog lights on at the bottom. As I said, this is the XLT, so it's got these fog lights over here. Still has a function when you turn, the fog lights light up the area that you're turning onto. You can see the comparison over there. It's got the low beam, the high beam, it's got the DRLs, and we will switch that on. As I said earlier, it looks like it's also got the fog lights. So this is just to compare. It's also got a roof light over there. This is just to compare and see how the two stack up together. Okay, so looking at the sides, let's just zoom in slightly. Look at that arch. Oh, I've got that arch over there. I stuck these FE stickers on the side over there on the fence. But you can see it's very similar. Maybe we'll make some small FE stickers for that. It's written Crossrc on the side. If you look at the footstep, or if you can call it rock sliders, which in the 4x4 world they won't call it rock sliders, but in terms of a RC, that's a rock slider, it's good enough. Just on the top, the design is slightly different. You can see it's a similar look and feel. Okay, the mirrors. Same shape. If you look at the door handles, those are the door handles on the real deal. These are the door handles that come here. So they've tried, I would say they've tried, and I wouldn't take that away from them. I think they've tried, and this is the biggest RC crawler or trail RC I've seen, so I'm quite happy. Does it have these steps? No. It's one thing that's missing over here. So on the real Ranger XLT, it has these steps on the side. I'm not too sure about the Raptor, I can't remember, or the Wild Track, but I'm pretty sure the Wild Track should have these steps to access the load bin. This one doesn't seem to have them, but it looks like it's got a sticker. The sticker matches that. And I think that's practical in terms of RCing. Having those steps there is just extra weight. Let's look at the lights from the back, the side and the back. See that? That's the design over there. Okay, let's look at the design over here. Okay, slightly different design. As you can see, it's got a slightly different design. This is just a quick insert into this video. I saw another Ranger and the lights actually matched up exactly the same as the RC, and I recalled that
Actually, when you're purchasing a next gen Ranger, you choose the feature pack that comes with it. And the Ranger that I was comparing this to had a higher tier feature pack, the one with the radar on the lights. So these lights are actually correct. I saw one that had exactly the same lights as this.
But this piece over here, I'm just super impressed with it. It's solid, it's intact, it's got the fake recovery tracks on the side here. We might replace them with real ones, 3D print some real ones and place them there. It's got the fake tanks on the side here to give that scale look. It's quite cool. I think it's good they added that in. If you look in the load bed, it's got what looks like a load bin, but I'm not too sure if it opens or it's actually functional on the RC. Okay, now on to size comparison. We've got our Traxxas UDR, and everyone knows that this is quite a big rig. I mean, for what it does. It's a 7th scale and it's big. I thought it was big until I saw this. And if you look at it from the top, that's just how it dwarfs it. I mean, it's almost the same width, if not more. And it's much longer. The size of the tires is incredible. I mean, if you look at a Traxxas UDR tire and you look at the tire on that thing, it's a couple of centimeters bigger and wider. So massive difference. There's the tires side by side. Let me zoom in a bit to show you. It's got the Crossrc logo for off-road. Awesome. Now let's go on the other side and let's look at the RGT LC76. This one's not as big as the LC79, but it's a 10 scale. In terms of the width, it's the same. Length, not. But I mean, look at the difference in size. Okay, so 1:1 scale, 7th scale, 5th scale, 10th scale. That's a UDR. That's the Crossrc Emo XX2. It's got a nice roof rack over here. It's got a space where I would use this to store some drinks and some food. Put the drinks here, put some food here when on trail. If I am, there's a space here for a drink, another drink, and some food, which is cool. So you can actually put it on your RC and have fun, do what you love, and carry your food. You don't have to carry your backpack. Or you could perhaps strap your backpack to the roof rack. It feels quite sturdy, quite strong. I'm just a bit scared of this Lexan on the side here. Other than that, another difference is this has like a type of design. I think this was maybe just added on to change the look slightly, but let's look at the hood of the 1:1. Similar design, as you can see. Just that piece is missing over here. Okay, I'm going to switch this car off and then let's take a closer look at this RC. Let's look what's inside. I still need to confirm that it's brushless, not brushed, and that everything's intact. Okay, so I just swapped out RCs quickly because I have this here with me. This is a SEX103. I've just lowered the suspension to make it a bit more scale. But look at the comparison. I mean, it just dwarfs it in size. It's amazing. Okay, so I just added this picture in just to show the size of this RC. This is in a previous gen Ranger, the one just before the next gen, and that's the back seat of the double cab. And this RC takes the whole back seat, so all 3 positions where people can sit on, the RC takes them. Another thing I want to show you quickly is under the body, there's these tabs that you just pull down and it releases the body. There's 2 at the back, one on this side, one on this side. It's been released, it's been pulled down. To lock it, you just push it up. And it's the same in the front. So now we're going to open the body and look at the car. Taking a look at these links, these are solid and they are massive. It's almost like the size of a pencil, I would say. So they're quite solid and they're long. And the shocks are quite big. This RC is big. When I put it on my table, where I normally work on RCs, it's taking the whole table. So I'm quite excited to test this out. Okay, so these are those tabs I was showing you. When you flip them over fully, they actually open up and release the body. And this is a light controller that comes with it. I'm going to 3D print something just to put this in a box and keep it safe from the elements. As you can see, it's open down there, it's open over there, and this is indeed the brushless motor that comes with it. I just wonder why sometimes some brands put weird stuff on their motors, like that number there. It's a bit weird for certain people, including me. But then you get the shocks, you get this bracing over here, which is also quite thick, quite dense. And I saw someone else online putting a 3S battery in. So let's just look at this quickly. This can take 3 to 6S. I've got 3S over here and I don't want to go through the hassle of charging 6S to do a test drive. So I'm going to just install a 3S battery in here, quite a thick one. And we'll take the short drive around the park and try and get it to climb some very lightweight obstacles, and then we'll do a proper test at some stage. This is a 70 kilogram servo, Crossrc. I think we'll do something about that at some stage. Over here we might actually just replace this motor with a Fusion 8. I've got one with me that I haven't yet used. If this was a censored motor, the first thing I would do is just disconnect the ESC and replace this with the Hobbywing Max 6, which I've got on hand. But unfortunately it's not censored, so I would rather just put the Fusion 8 in here. I think it would make sense to do so. As you can see, these links are so thick, it's almost like pencils, like just a bit bigger than a pencil. It's massive. On the inside over here, in the body, there's another light controller, and you can see the rest of the inside. I'm trying to give you the best angle I can with the lighting I've got over here. So the body is just under there. You can actually take it off to put your action figures in, but I believe you'll have to cut them down. I'm not going to put any action figures in this because for me it's not that I'm driving a toy car. I just love vehicles. I love cars, and I love RC cars, especially cars like this one. So I'm quite excited. You can actually adjust the shocks to be where it needs to be, and change the angle over there. Okay, so it's got this mechanism. I believe this is part of the stabilization system, and you can see how it moves when you compress the shocks. When you lift one tire, see what happens. Okay, that stays still. Okay, but it's the left-right movement that it controls. This is good, so it doesn't keep it very wobbly. It doesn't remain like when you're driving, it doesn't go like that. It controls it. So these bars are there, and I think that's very useful. It's pull axles front and back, so I think that'll help with the trail rig, and I think it'll do well. I don't know, I feel confident about this one. It's got some big tires. We're gonna take it for a spin. I'm gonna put some batteries on charge, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so it says 3S, if we can just get it to focus. 3S to 6S LiPo. So we're gonna do something funny. We've got this massive car, and I found the smallest 3S I could find. I know it's most probably gonna run out of power somewhere along the line, but just for fun and just for a test and just to defy the odds with the small package over here, I'm willing to do the walk of shame. If the car switches off, I'll just walk back with it. It is heavy, but I'm taking my pre-workout before I actually go out to test this, and this is a basic test. There have been some warnings concerning the weather in the next few days, so I don't know if I'll be able to go out there. So we're gonna do a basic test in this video, and then at some stage or another we'll drop a video with a proper test. So far, everything that I've found on it compared to the 1-to-1 scale or the real car has been cosmetic, and you can understand why they do that, especially if it's not licensed. But the only thing is Ranger Raptors, Ranger XLTs, Wild Tracks, all have IFS at the front. So Crossrc, if somehow you end up watching this video, would be nice if you release a IFS conversion kit for the front, if it's possible. If it's not, I totally understand, and I know the concept behind this, but that would make it super scale. Okay, so we're here and we're going to switch it into low range mode because we're going to go down this and try and climb. I'm going to avoid the water. Perhaps we'll go around and see what we can do, but we'll try and avoid that water. It looks stagnant. But let's switch it into low range. Sorry, there's noise of dogs barking because this is a public area, so here we go. That's in low range. Okay, now let's turn on the lights. Let's see what features it comes with on its lights. Okay, so that's low beam, high beam, fog lamps plus the LED bar on the roof, indicators, and then it's got this flashing light also. I must say it looks quite good with that stealth look to it. I'm not coming down over there as I normally do because of that stagnant water. I don't want to get the car smelling and dirty. I'm gonna keep it nice and clean for now. Okay, so round about here we're going to turn down. Hopefully we don't flip the car. And we're going to try and come up. As you can see, that's what I was afraid of. It doesn't have drag brake. That's in low range. Let's switch on some lights. It's high beam. No lockers on until the car absolutely needs it. That's the rule that I use even with the 1-to-1s. So far, so good. Climbing. Let's try that once again. Hopefully we don't roll it. Seems like as long as you keep the throttle on, it holds its position. But the moment you let go, there's no drag brake. seems to be managing. Okay, so we're gonna try the steep hill out now. Just gonna stand here so it doesn't roll into the air if it does fall. So as long as throttle is pressed down, it's controlling the descent. I thought I wasn't gonna go through this water. I think I won't. Perhaps we'll go around it and climb on the other side. See that? That's all stagnant. So I'm gonna go around, find it at a place where it's not gonna mess the car, come down, and or maybe possibly we're gonna cross here. Still climbing, still doing very well. We need to make it back to base before that battery runs out. Okay, so we're using that small battery, and let's test the high speed. And second gear high. Okay, so this has some cool flashing lights, so if you're driving on the road, then you can switch them on and oncoming cars will see you. That's low beam, that's high beam, that's the fog lamps and the rooftop LED, that's the police lights. I like this feature for when driving on the road. And then it's got the indicators, and then the police lights, and back to normal. That's a wrap for this video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, cheers.